Hey, this is Jeff again with the Valhalla Ventures, reiguideservice.com, reiguideservice.com, and going to talk today about starting small and why it's okay to start small on projects. Everybody wants to jump in and call themselves a real estate investor. Everybody wants to make the big money. Everybody wants to be successful and be sitting on a beach quick. Well, starting small is a good way to kind of test the waters, learn what you're doing, especially if you've never done any kind of real estate before. And what I mean by start small is you don't have to really focus on, strip centers, apartment complexes, that kind of stuff. But you don't have to really go for full flips either. There's other ways you can make money investing in real estate, smaller amounts of money, that kind of thing. One of the major ways that I used to do it is when I started out, I was a contractor, so I didn't have a ton of money, despite what people might think about contractors. But I had enough money that I wanted to invest in some real estate, and so what I did is I went out and I found some investors that didn't have all the money they needed to invest in a project. So they, would leave $20,000 on the table basically because they couldn't put a new roof on it, or they couldn't paint the outside of it, or couldn't do all the landscaping to make it, bring up the curb appeal, that kind of thing. There's things that they were lacking in being able to maximize the value and return on investment on their own properties. And what I would do is I would go in and offer to, put up the capital or put up the actual labor to go in and do these things that need to be done and recapture that that money that was still on the table and split it with them. And so, those payoffs, I might have to invest $3,000-$4,000 of my own money, and then do a lot of backbreaking work to make it happen. But, I could have invested a couple more $1,000s and paid someone to do all that work. But I started small, and I got involved in real estate by that means, by doing small things. Things where I knew if I failed, it wouldn't be, a killer of my business. It wouldn't put me under. I didn't have a whole lot of life savings at the time, so really couldn't hurt me there too much. But what is important is that I started small. I didn't let the fact that I couldn't do big things stop me from doing anything. I did something. You do 2 or 3, 4 jobs like that, you make $5,000 per one. You could be $20,000 in no time. And what it does is it helps you to problem solve. You got to be frugal. You got to figure out how to do things without just throwing money at it, which I've said before is a wrong way of dealing with things. You can't just throw money at problems. You have to actually figure out if throwing money at stuff is going to be the thing that resolves it. But I digress. The point is simple, is that you can start with small stuff, get involved in real estate. I've mentioned before finding properties for investors, not being a wholesaler necessarily, but I think that it's important that if you're going to make the decision to do something, sitting around and reading books all the time and listening to podcasts or watching YouTube videos on how to do it isn't nearly as important as just getting out there and doing something. Even if it's $1,000, couple $1,000 that you're making off of referrals, or doing something to hustle, right? Adding value somewhere so that people are willing to pay you for it, save their time. Anyway, that's my advice. Just want to make this video short. Encourage you to start small. It doesn't have to be big dreams, big possibilities, big risks. It doesn't have to be all that. You can start small, and you can build up some confidence, and you can enjoy the process of learning while you're making a little bit of money also. And I think that that's a underrated way to go about things, is start small. Do what you can, make a little money here and there, build up your knowledge base, slowly expand that circle of knowledge until it encompasses other things. And eventually your circle will be so big that it encompasses so many things that you can do those bigger projects. And then you'll realize that they're still not all that big. There's always a bigger project. So start small, do your thing, make some money, enjoy yourself. Don't put yourself at too much of a risk. It's not really a gamble. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. My name is Jeff, the Valhalla Ventures. TheValhallaVentures.com is the website. You can also go to reiguideservice.com, reiguideservice.com, and my contact information is there. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I try to make myself available as often as possible. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day.